Crocus. Written by Sarah J. Read by Ashe. Ashe learned everything he knows about plants and herbs from a Lonato, but when it comes to actually growing them, he's at a bit of a loss. Sure, he knows the basics. Moist soil, water them often, let them get plenty of sunlight, pluck the weeds. He assumed that was all he needed to know. So when his crocuses start to wither before they bloom, he's concerned and confused. "Did you check the color of the soil before you planted?" Dudu asks. Ashe didn't even have to tell him. It's as if Dudu has a sixth sense for the well-being of flowers. Color is important. "Lonato never told me that," Ashe murmurs, embarrassed. "I guess because in Fargus we're lucky if the soil is soft, so looking for other factors never occurred to anyone. Gaspard territory is slightly warmer than others, but it's not immune to the usual drawbacks of such a cold place." Dudu nods, kneeling by his side. "Crocuses need rich, fertile soil to thrive, and the way you can gauge soil's fertility is by its shade," he explains. "If it's any shade lighter than that of a chestnut or a block of semi-sweet chocolate, they won't make it to maturity." Ashe nods slowly. Dudu's words are informative and firm, and he sees no judgment or scolding in them. He treasures them as he treasures all of Dudu's advice. But he still feels bad, because his lack of knowledge may as well have killed these beautiful flowers before they even bloomed. "I guess I'm not as well versed in plants as I thought. They say you're as good as the one who taught you, but I don't want to throw Lonato under the carriage wheels. So I guess it's my fault." Dudu shakes his head. "This is not about fault. Lonato taught you as best he could, given the little resources he had," he says. "And there is still time to save these crocuses. Come with me." He leads Ashe to a spot further from the windows, a bare patch where a bushel of carrots was recently harvested. It's a rich, deep color, like coffee or freshly baked pumpernickel bread. It shifts easily through Dudu's fingers, but clings to them on the way back down. "Some will tell you that recently used soil is too worn out," Dudu says. "But this is soft and rich with nutrients, still a bit moist, and most importantly, dark." He hands Ashe a trowel. "And your crocuses still have enough life that we can save them." "Really?" Ashe glances towards the withering buds. "But won't moving them traumatize them?" "Not if it's done gently." Dudu guides him back over to the dry patch, and step by step, they begin the process. It's like watching Manuela or Mercedes heal someone's wounds, or Marianne tend to her horse. Every movement is sure and gentle, and Dudu's instructions are clear. Lonato had told him once that moving a plant was possible, but useless because in Fargus there was no such thing as just the right spot. I wonder, if the tragedy of Dusker never happened, if the Dusker were able to travel safely to the kingdom, or even if Dudu could have met Lonato. Reality is what it is, but he still wishes for the impossible. He misses Lonato so much, and he's almost certain he and Dudu would have gotten along beautifully. The flowers are soon safely within their new plot, and Ashe carefully sprinkles them with water. "I hope this works," he says. Dudu smiles, helping him up and squeezing his shoulder, and Ashe blushes. "It will. You saved their life." His blush deepens, Ashe unconsciously leaning into the much taller man. For a split second, the sickly buds do seem to have more color, and he dares to hope. He relaxes as Dudu draws him closer, stroking his face. "I couldn't have done it without you." "Thank you, Dudu." "That is not necessary." The barest hint of a smile tugs at the corners of Dudu's mouth. "I should be the one thanking you." Ashe's heart flutters, and he leans from his cheek into Dudu's hand, not caring as dirt from his gardening glove smears his cheek. "You never have to thank me for anything."